Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Let's Talk Cars Radio is sponsored in part by Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG Auto Group, and by Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmissions. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. That's 757-222-3705. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palach.
Happy Saturday, America. Do not attempt to adjust your dial. Buckle your seat belts. Make sure they're nice and tight. Put your tray in the upright position. It's going to be a bumpy ride because I got some things to say this week.
Uh-oh.
Yep, it's been one of those weeks. So I've been playing the weirdest game this week of what is your preferred manufacturer? Now, if you have not talked with me long and you have not listened to this show, you have not watched us on Facebook Live, you have not checked out our webpage, then I will excuse you. But to ask me the question, well, what my preferred manufacturer is, I'm just going to point to my hat. I'm going to point to the shirt that any shirt that I'm normally wearing any time of the week, even when I'm out and about. There's something identifying what my preferred manufacturer is. Larry, you can contest to this. Whether it's a collared shirt, even my button-up dress shirts usually have something identifiable on it. So it's been the strange week of. I've been asked that, like, I'm going to say probably 9 or 10 times this week.
Well, I figured it out the first time I met you.
Yeah, right. So I don't know how this has come into play this week, but yeah, it's been quite a few times this week. It's, golly, what's your preferred manufacturer? I'm like, I'm going to give you two guesses. 2 times I was leaning on it. When somebody asked me. 2 times I was leaning on it when they asked me.
Well, hey, I guess those folks were just not observant.
No, I didn't ask, or I didn't answer with a smart, you know what, answer like I normally
I would have.
No, because you know me, I love talking about cars, so I'm friendly, but I did chuckle as I was leaning on it. I mean, not only was I leaning on it, but I kid you not, the answer was like right in the, like underneath the armpit of me as I was leaning on it. I mean, it was a big yellow bow right underneath my armpit. And I did at one point in time, like literally like slide over and kind of just like point underneath my armpit to the yellow bow that was underneath my armpit.
Take your hat off and just hand it out in front of you.
I think in one time, I think I was actually wearing, no, I wasn't. I was wearing the brown version of this hat. It was on my head in one of the conversations. So I thought it was hilarious. But no, that's not the reason why I'm fired up, though, guys, just so you know.
I thought it was.
No. That's not the reason why I'm fired up. It's not. I'm going to get to it, I promise. And I actually have something lined up for you why I get to why I'm fired up. Because
you're going to tease us.
I am. I'm going to tease you because I have covered this so many times it cannot count. So we will get into it, and I'm once going to give you some helpful advice of how to, I say avoid it, maybe? I don't know. I am. So, yeah, make sure you're buckled in for this one because I'm going to help and chastise at the same time. So, speaking of fired up, did you guys happen to see the video of the Ford Mustang getting consumed by the lava in Hawaii?
No, I didn't see that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I knew what you're talking about. I didn't see it.
There is a video out there if you have not seen it. I figure most have because it's been played again. And I've had a lot of listeners send me the video and, hey, Dave, what do you think about this? Pretty cool. I know you hate Mustangs. I don't hate Mustangs. I'm just not a Me Too car guy except for Nichelle. You know, I told you guys I was happy for when he got his. And, okay, so it's not that I'm not a Ford Mustang guy because I think everybody who has a hot rod's cool with me, and Ford is a hot rod, so it's just, I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, there's a Ford Mustang where the lava consumes the Mustang. It's parked out on the road. The lava comes flowing down, crosses over the road, and there's a Mustang parked there, and it just swallows it whole.
Now, who's standing around with a camera while all that's going on?
The guy who owns the Ford Mustang that didn't make the payment on it. I'm sorry. It's probably not true, but that's the only thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Like the whole time that I was sitting there watching the car, I was like, maybe that's the owner and he didn't make the payment. That would be the best explanation. I'm sorry, bank. I tried. I really did.
Was it a standing on the ground picture, or was it like from a drone?
No, there's definitely somebody. It looks like somebody's definitely standing there as it.
Well, they're taking a chance.
No, not really. I mean, it's not like lava moves really fast. It's a slow mover.
It's hot enough that I want to make sure I move faster than it.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, that's easy enough for the most part. Anyway, it's easy enough to do. But it's cool to watch it just kind of come and swallow the car up.
Smoke?
Well, it wasn't smoking the tires in the fashion that you're thinking of. It was smoking.
I would imagine.
It definitely probably should have been a no smoking section,
Well,
but it wasn't.
I guess you wouldn't be in a good mood if you're an insurance adjuster in Hawaii today.
No. But if you were behind in your car payments, that would be one way to take care of it quickly.
Knocks repossession out of the loop, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. You're definitely not repossessing that car, so it was kind of cool. So yeah, it was an interesting video. Definitely interesting.
I have to go look that up.
Yeah, you can't miss it. Just type in Mustang. I'm assuming gets consumed by lava, fire,
I've been reading the news stories, but I haven't seen many pictures.
smoking hot Mustang deal. Any of those will probably do.
Liquid heat.
There you go. So here's another listener sent me this story, and I was actually going to cover it anyway, but I do appreciate everybody sending me. I get a lot of people sending stories over and over again, which I find a lot of things that get sent to us through little press packages that people send us, and then listeners send us stuff that too. This is actually kind of cool, and then I kind of had a laugh about it, and I'm going to tell you why. So there was a press release, the 2008 Dodge Durango Pursuit package. Did you see this? They have a Dodge Durango police package now that everybody seems to be really impressed about for some reason. And I'm not sure why. I'm going to tell you why. That I don't find it impressive. You've been pulled over in your lifetime, correct?
Indeed.
Okay. And the police officer gets out of the vehicle, comes up to the window, and, Larry, show me your license, the normal thing, right?
The regular drill.
Okay. At any point in time, did you stop the officer during the normal drill and go, golly, officer, that sure is a pretty cool car you're driving?
No.
Yeah, right. So you like me, like Cameron, I don't really care what he's pulling me over in.
I'm not thinking about the car you're driving.
Right. I'm not really impressed. So I don't know why I'm supposed to be impressed by what he's driving. I mean, as cool as anybody might think it is, I'm not thinking it's too cool why he has me pulled over for going 78 and a 55. It doesn't matter to me what he's driving. You know what I mean? We're not going to have a conversation on the side of the road of how cool whatever vehicle he's driving is, why he's handing me my ticket.
Because in a situation like that, you want to get it done and get out.
Right. You've already got me. Doesn't matter what vehicle you were driving while you got me. Do you mind if I get out and walk around and take a look at what you're driving, sir?
Maybe he thought he was buttering the guy up.
No, I don't know.
I mean, maybe he thought if he buttered him up and praised his car, he would go easy on him.
I'm sure the police officer would love to have a 15-minute conversation on the side of the road with me about whatever vehicle he was driving that he caught me in. Whatever pursuit vehicle he was in pursuit of me in.
Depends on the person, I suppose. Some might be willing to fully engage as long as you are.
Yeah. I suggest everybody out there try that. Maybe you'll get out of your ticket.
I'm not trying it.
Yeah, I suggest you probably not try it.
My mic's off again. My mic is always off.
Cameron's mic is
Always off until I see you roll up to it.
You go into court, and the officer would be like, he did cooperate. By the way, I was driving this type of car.
Right, we had a 15-minute conversation about the vehicle I was driving. He was very cooperative. He seemed to be more interested in the vehicle I was driving than the ticket I was issuing him.
The judge goes, well, what were you driving?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
What kind of vehicle were you driving?
You driving a Caddy or something? I mean, what is that?
No, I was driving a police-issued 2018. Yeah, I really don't think that's going to work out too well. I don't think it's going to make a difference at all. But maybe, maybe not.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure the guy thought he would butter the officer up, and he would either give him just a warning or, maybe drop.
I don't know. It was a story somebody sent me. They're like, hey, did you know that they're coming out with 2018 Dodge Durango police packages? I'm like, whoopee! Don't think it's going to make a difference.
Now, suppose the story had been turned around and it was the new Chevys that they were going to do for the police package.
You think I would be more excited?
Yes.
No, I would not be.
My mic is always off. Can I buy the package? If not, then it does not.
No, it wouldn't matter to me. Seriously, guys, it wouldn't matter to me. Yes, I'm a Chevy fan, but it does not matter what they're driving when I get pulled over. It would not matter to me at all. Literally, would not matter to me what they're driving. I would not care. I'm still getting pulled over. I wouldn't care what they're driving. I mean, I'm telling you, it would not matter. I don't know. Maybe people are interested in that kind of stuff. I don't know, but I don't know. It would not matter to me. I don't care. Oh, I see you over there playing around. Go ahead, Patrick Arthur. I got a caller. What's going on, caller?
Hey, how you doing, Dave? You're talking about getting pulled over by cops, and of course, the whole issue of, talking about what the officer's driving. But sometimes officers are interested in what you're driving.
That's happened to me.
Right, okay. It's like, what do you got under the hood there? That kind of stuff. But here's something that I don't remember exactly what state it was, but I did see a headline in the news, and I'm sorry I didn't read into it, but a state just passed a law saying that officers are not allowed to have sex during a traffic stop.
They have to be told. They have to be told that, do they?
Yes, and I've known in the past issues where that has come up in small police departments, and I'm sure it happens in large ones too. But I mean, I know personally issues where that's come up. But my point is that if you want to talk to the officer about his car, or if he wants to talk to you about your car, that's probably a whole lot better than whatever the reason is behind trying to pass a law to say that they can't have sex during traffic stops.
It amazes me that somebody actually has to be told that.
Yeah, probably when you go to break, you can probably just Google, no sex during traffic stops, and you'll get the article right away. Because I saw it was on MSN, their news feed yesterday.
Wow, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look that up. Well, you know what? They say that every law and rule has somebody's name attached to it.
Yeah,
it's invented for a reason. But the fact that somebody has to be told that is one of those ones that just amazes me.
Well, it's probably more than just one person. This is probably a statewide problem for this state. I wish I could remember the state, but it wasn't Virginia, so.
Well, then we're safe.
Officer, you're okay.
For now, anyway.
Right.
That's awesome. I totally appreciate the call, buddy.
Thanks, Dave. Love the show. Take care, Larry. Take care, Cameron. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, what do you think of that one, Larry?
I'm still thinking that you really need a law for that.
Yeah,
that's a big problem, is it?
It's such a big problem. The fact that we have to say it probably happened more than once.
California.
Oh, come on now. It has to be California? It's funny because I was just reading an article about California and the fact that they're running into problems with the rollback on all the different safety regulations and all the different emission regulations and stuff that were supposed to be set forward, and now they're going to kind of ease back on them a little bit more, and they're like, oh, what are you going to do? Because now this can be split between California and the rest of the United States on some of the regulations if we don't all get on the same page. And I was like, well, we just don't sell California cars. Problem solved.
Then they'll sneak over the border and get it.
I'm kidding, California. I love you. I'm kidding.
Sneaking,
or am I?
Sneaking over to Nevada and Arizona.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break while we figure out why there has to be a law for that. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Well, here's a pound of prevention from your Napa Auto Care Center. We'll customize a preventive maintenance package for your vehicle that will save you time, money, and hassles now and down the road. We'll ask, do you drive mainly in the city or on the highway? Plan to keep your vehicle? How long? And more. Preventive maintenance is a good thing that prevents bad things. Build yours at your Napa Auto Care Center today.
Hey guys, Dave Pilach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Do you currently have a repair shop you trust? Haven't found the time to go to a garage for all your automotive needs? Check out the all-star team at Napa BDGHRVA.com. That's Napa BDGHRVA.com. Let them show you what it's like to work with the professionals and make a friend along the way. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Pilach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated. Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Pilach.
Happy Saturday, America. No, you did not stumble across us by mistake. You are listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio, and if you did stumble across us by mistake, that's probably a good thing for you because we are off the rails this Saturday. Hey, by the way, if you guys were listening to the first segment, apparently it is Kansas that has the big problem that has to have a law to protect apparently everybody.
Eureka and Topeka.
Yes. Cameron came up with a pretty good solution. They probably just go on break, like all the time. So that way they're not on duty.
They give it a special number.
Yeah, they give them a special number. They have like a special number to go on break. So, yeah. Hey, here's an interesting one. So this comes out of our area, actually Don's area too. So up in Illinois, a cool little story came out in Peoria. So that had been about 4 hours away from where Don lived. They broke the internet up there.
How do you break the internet?
I'm going to tell you. See,
Either it works or it don't.
No, I led you right into it. So there's a dealership up there that took a trade-in of a couple, well, I say the gentleman's dream car. So he had I guess a 66 Mustang. Really nice Mustang. Not just a regular old pony car, but a real nice Mustang. And it's been his dream car, so he trades it in for a 2018 Audi S5.
Radical change?
Huge change. He's had this car for a very long time, and he trades it in because his wife wanted a 2018 S5 Audi. So the dealership does this thing where they take pictures of the people that they get their new car. So they decide to take a picture of him standing next to his dream car and his now Audi S5 with his wife. Well, the muscle car enthusiast people somehow got wind of this and see the picture, and they broke the internet. they posted so many negative comments on this dealership's website that they couldn't delete them quick enough.
Negative to the customer or the dealership?
To the dealership. Like, I would have traded the wife before I traded the car. How dare you swindle these couple into trading a beautiful car for your piece of junk Audi? You name it. They got so many posts, they couldn't get them deleted down quick enough, to the point where they basically just like turned off their website because they couldn't delete them quick enough.
Information overload.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to handle it, but yeah, I guess they basically convinced this guy. I'm sure he went there on his own, willingly, but yeah, for what he had versus the car that he got, no.
The dealer was just doing what the dealer is supposed to do.
Right, take advantage. Yeah.
So, move the merchandise. How about that? Move the merchandise.
Sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that just fine. Yeah, that's what it is.
You're going to get more hate mail.
Send it to Larry. So yeah, they blew up their internet. So yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. Yeah, they were the muscle car crowd and the car enthusiast crowd were not happy.
Of course, they got a lot of attention.
Well, they say any publicity is good publicity, right?
That's what I've always heard.
Yeah. Maybe not in this case. So, but yeah, it went horribly wrong for them.
Come down, look at the Mustang, and take home a brand new car.
Yeah, that's not how that went. Yeah, people loved the Mustang a lot more than they loved the new Audi. So,
except the wife.
I guess. People do really dumb things for love. And so, Cameron's big-eyed, guys, shaking his head. He's like, yeah, fairly. So, no. Yeah. Well, anyway, hey, do you remember? It's got to be 2 years ago that we had the conversation. Oh, it's flashback time. Flashback. Well, when Mitsubishi made the announcement that they promised to have a comeback.
Yes, I do.
And they were getting rid of people left and right and trying to figure out, because Mitsubishi basically kind of went away. They really did. You remember we talked about when Mitsubishi was really big, and everywhere you looked it was Mitsubishi. The Montero, the Eclipse. You guys remember. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Mitsubishi was everywhere, and then just they went away. They hit it huge when the Galant first came out. Everybody had a Galant, So, and then they just kind of folded up and nobody cared anymore. So,
did they ever come back?
Well, that's why we're talking about them. It looks like they're trying to live true to their promise. They basically are trying to live true to that promise as far as they're doing a whole revamp, and they are trying to come out with a whole new product, just a complete new product line altogether. Just wash away names and come out with a whole bunch of new cars is what they're trying to do. So
none of the old models will be in the new roster?
Not really. They're trying to kind of use some new names. Remember I told you they were going to use the Eclipse name, but they're trying to use it like as a crossover SUV. I told you about that about a year ago.
Yeah.
But they're doing it like on the foreign market side to see if it works and then slowly work it back into the U.S. They are holding true to their word. That's exactly what they're trying to do. I got a press release this week, and they're showing some of the new stuff that they're working on. Like I said, they're kind of working it in some of the foreign markets to see if it catches on, and if it does, they're going to try to slowly work it back in the U.S. market. So,
any pictures out there of what some of the new models
there
might
is?
Look like?
I got a press package sent to me with a couple of some sketch artist stuff and actually a production model as well. So as soon as that stuff starts to come out, we will actually start to release some of the stuff to you guys. We'll post some of it on our Facebook site and some of the stuff on the website too, for you guys to take a look at as we start to get some of that stuff.
How does what you saw? How does it look? Promising?
It's a little different. It's a little dicey. It may work.
Not the old Mitsubishi, right?
No,
Restyled.
Yeah, it's definitely a new product. It's definitely a complete change from what they were doing for sure. So I just thought you guys be interested. Like I said, we talked about two years ago about them talking about doing it, and now here we are 2 years later, and they're actually trying to do it.
They got a timetable when we're going to start seeing them?
I think probably in the next 2 years we'll actually start really seeing the change if they stick with it.
I'll forget about it by then.
Well, you forgot about it until I talked to you about it now.
I remember the conversation.
You guys probably forgot about it too. So
I remembered the conversation.
You did. That's good though. You remember the conversation. So here's another thing. I want to know what in the world is going on out there. It's in the world, okay? That could cover a lot of things. I realize that You remember last week when money was falling out on the highway?
Yeah.
Apparently, we're literally just trying to give money away.
Well, they aren't giving any to me.
Apparently, they're not. How about $800,000 in dimes now falling out onto the highway?
Dimes?
Dimes. This time, this week, it was dimes. A truck flipped over, cashing out $800,000 in dimes.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, something crazy. They were just trying to give money away.
Are they at least rolled?
If they cashed out, they're not now. If they were, they're not now.
I'm just wondering, like, if they're rolled, I could pick up more dimes than dollar bills.
This literally has to be like dropping dimes?
Hey, I have an invention. You remember, you were looking for an invention that we get paid for. We create a bucket. We put it in the back of trunk. And every time, the bucket's called Catch That Money. So every time money goes just flying, we can just hold a basket up and try to catch it.
You have to be in the right place at the right time. The chances of that is like you're better off getting hit by lightning than that. But I mean, really, if it was 20s last week, this week it's dimes. Next week's gonna be quarters or something.
Don't show up without a wheelbarrow. Because you know how much that would weigh, that kind of money in dimes?
You need like a snow shovel. just whoosh, whoosh. I mean, I don't know. There's definitely something crazy going on in the world.
How do you lose that kind of money in dimes?
Oh, well, how would you account for it all? I mean, you lose a dime in a parking lot and you can't find it. I mean,
Dimes don't have serial numbers on it.
Ooh, good point.
Wow.
Good point.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Dimes don't have
No,
serial
officer,
numbers.
I had this trunk of dimes when I got here. These dimes are already here. These are my dimes, sir.
I've been saving them all my life.
Yes, my Hyundai was already on its bump stops of the shocks when I got here, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're right. What will it be? Quarters next?
I don't know. I'm waiting for next week to see what I can report on. I mean,
Where was this at?
I don't know. I get these crazy stories sent to me. It was dimes.
Guess it doesn't really matter, huh?
At this point, we weren't there, so we didn't get to cash in. So it truly doesn't matter.
It would also depend on the terrain where the spill took place as to how many you're going to recover. They're not going to recover it all if nobody stole any of it, but they won't recover it all.
No, can you imagine the story when you back your Mazda Miata into the garage when you come home 2 hours late from work and your wife wonders what you're doing and you're like, shh, just close the garage door and you pop the trunk?
Okay, so here is an interesting fact. It was at 3:30 a.m.
Oh, was it?
So maybe a lot of people didn't be able to cash out. But it was on I-15 at mile marker 101 near Glendale.
Okay, well, there you go. See, that's what we keep him around for. It's
still unknown why he crashed.
If you wonder what Cameron does all the time and why Cameron's always here, this is his job, people. This is what he does. This is what we pay him to do.
Fact checker.
His job is to keep all the cameras running, to keep everything all in tow, to keep everything together, and to look things up for us.
It wasn't cleared until 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So people were able to catch it during work.
That's so everybody could go pick it all up before.
Like I was saying, when you backed your Mazda Miata into the garage unexpectedly.
I didn't know we were out moving money around at that time of the morning. I take it this was an armored car. So I can't imagine would they stop at a casino and pick up the money at midnight or something and transport it to the bank?
The neighbors are like getting their paper and they're like, when did the Joneses lower their Mercedes? I didn't know they had a lowering kit on it.
They probably do it early in the morning, just due to the fact they can see cars that's about to come rob them coming from far away.
What kind of cleanup crew do you even hire for that? Like, hey, you call I don't know, temps and what's the qualifications? Shovel and some boots?
In Virginia, it'd be VDOT. You just call VDOT.
With a snowplow. We need some snowplows.
They'll send 2 guys out to pick it up and 5 guys to oversee. So
5 guys to oversee. Oh, I'm going to commercial break because you're going to need to send your hate mail to Larry. Seriously, we're definitely going to commercial break. I'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating, and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949, residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
Okay, your week is crazy. Your local Napa Auto Care Center understands. That's why we're open Saturdays for your convenience. Get that oil change you've been putting off way too long. Be done with those squeaky brakes that are on your last nerve. We get it. Our Napa Auto Care Center is open Saturday when you maybe don't have soccer, dance class, a late meeting at work, you name it. Call for a Saturday appointment now.
Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. Are you tired of trying all the wrong auto shops and never leaving feeling that satisfied experience? Napa Car Care Centers, the BDG HRVA group, has the answer for you. Friendly, reliable teams assembled for all your automotive needs. Find your local auto center today at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. We're hanging out, having a good time, and making sure that you're buckled in tight. Is that about right?
I think that's it.
That's about it. Yeah, absolutely. So, if you guys were wondering what I was fired up about, we're going to get into it. All right. So, how many times have I told you guys that when you buy a car off of any of them, I'm not going to name them what they are because everybody knows what they are. There's the C word, there's the L word, and there's a bunch of the other ones that sell, that you can buy a car off of these websites, and there's a whole bunch of them. You guys know all the names of them. I'm not going to put them out there. But, and then I get the refurb from, hey, I bought one and now I have problems. And I've walked you guys through this. How many times, Larry, have I walked people through this?
I can't keep up.
And we get tons of letters that I take the time to go through the letters when I can sit down and answer your questions off the air. And I take the time to answer questions of, hey, I'm thinking about buying this car. Here's what's going on with it. And I try to give you my advice of how I would handle it. A lot of times the advice I give you guys is take it to a local garage and let them take a look at it and just see what they have to say. A lot of people, if they're truly true to their word and they're trying to sell you a car online from all of those online applications or even out of the paper, whatever it is, if they really have nothing to hide, they'll have no problem with you taking a look at the car. If you don't want to do that, take somebody that knows something about cars with you when you go to buy the car. Sounds reasonable, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we've covered all these bases time and time again. And time again, I get these letters from people who have bought the car and they have problems, right?
Yep.
Okay. So here we are again. I get a letter from a listener who's been listening to the show for a while and had listened to our advice and didn't follow it. I guess is the best way to put it. And I am chastising a little bit, and I'm trying to be fair about it as I'm chastising. So don't get me wrong. People make mistakes, and we all have done it. I've made mistakes in many, many avenues over and over again, okay? In different aspects. I've made mistakes buying cars. I've gone in myself and taken a look at a car and thought the car was a good deal. I've looked it over, and this is what I do, people. I'm in the car game. I've been around cars my whole life, and I still make mistakes. So don't get me wrong. You're going to bat 1,000, 80% of the time, maybe.
Nothing's foolproof.
Yeah, even knowing everything that you know. Okay, so don't get me wrong. You're going to make mistakes, and you just have to recover from them. A lot of mistakes you can recover from pretty quickly from buying a car, but sometimes it's just a turd. A turd's a turd. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. But you did not follow the instructions, and that's where you are. So here's some of the things. This ad for this car, I got sent the ad after the car was already purchased, okay? This ad had a bunch of warning signs. So I'm ad-libbing a little bit here because I didn't bring the ad with me to read to you guys, so I'm just going to kind of add a little bit. So this ad was written with the warning sign. The very first thing in this ad was, so I want you guys to listen, was, this car runs great. I've never had any problems with the transmission. Okay, warning sign number 1 was, I've never had any problems with the transmission. If you go to buy a car and the ad in the very first line reads, I've never had any problems with the transmission, that's a guilty soul telling you there's a problem with the transmission.
Be suspicious.
Be very suspicious. I would be, because there's a thing I read like years ago that you tell on yourself without telling on yourself. You ever heard about this?
I have.
Okay. Without even realizing that you're telling on yourself, your mind will tell on yourself. It'll tell you everything you need to know. So the person that was typing that ad as they were selling that car was unknowingly telling on themselves. Rather they even realize they were or not, they were. They knew that they suspected. They knew there was something wrong with the transmission. They suspected there was something getting ready to go wrong with that transmission as they were typing that ad. And they just inadvertently typed it as they were typing up the ad when they were selling that car. They suspected something was going wrong with that transmission, or they already knew there was something wrong with that transmission while they were typing it, and didn't even realize they were doing it, okay?
So then they lied.
Right. Second part in the ad was, car may need a slight tune-up. That was, I know this car I'm selling definitely needs a tune-up. But the person bought this car anyway, thinking that it doesn't have any transmission problems, and all I'm going to need to do is just a little tune-up to it. A little tune-up usually means I'm going to throw some plugs in it, some plug wires. That's it. No. So this car has a bad transmission in it. By the way, it doesn't show up right away on this car. Somebody, I'm going to say, probably took it and had the codes cleared on the transmission, which means you can drive the car for a little while before it re-popped the code on it. And that may need a slight tune-up actually is a blown head gasket, is what's wrong with the car.
Wow.
Okay? So the slight tune-up is they probably cleaned up the plugs and everything, popped them back in. The car runs fine until it starts fouling out the plugs again, and it's got a blown head gasket.
Well, check the oil dipstick and look for water on the dipstick.
No, not if you go ahead and you were able to hide that. And there's ways to hide it, and the person who sold this car knew how to hide that.
Okay, I wouldn't know how to hide that.
Well, somebody who's selling a car that knows it has a transmission problem and has that problem knew how to hide it. And so here you are that you overpaid for a car, and by the time you do now keep in mind, the car was sold at a decent price, but by the time you make all the repairs to the car, you're over the value of what the car is. Now, if you could have bought the car at a right price, there may have been a value to be had. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, but the car was sold at a price that by the time you do all the repairs, you're over the value of the car. So had you bought the car really, really cheap, you probably could have done the repairs and you'd been right at the value of the car. So it's still not really a deal. That's the problem. These are the things I keep trying to warn you guys of, and that's why I'm fired up, is because I keep giving advice. You're listening to the show, which is awesome as far as I'm concerned, and I very much appreciate it. But if you're going to listen to the show, listen to the full advice. You listen to some of it, but you didn't follow all the procedures. The procedure was, if you would have took the car to a repair shop or took somebody that knew something about cars with you, not just the advice that I gave you on the radio, you kind of tried to listen to it and then you didn't follow all of it, you could have avoided it and we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
That is true.
It is. So some of the things that you will see when you're reading some of these ads may tell you the truth, as I've told you before, right inside the ad. You will hear a lot of things right there within the ad that will lead you to things, things like, well, the car's just been sitting a little while, just needs a little TLC. That may be true, but if you didn't take a mechanic with you or take the car to a repair shop to verify that, and you're just going to go on the word of what's written, chances are that may not be true. The car's been sitting a while, probably hasn't been sitting a while. It runs rough because there's something wrong with it, not because it's been sitting for a while.
Makes sense, but Dave, most people will, on a variety of matters, will ask you, what do you think? And they're still going to do what they want to do anyway.
That's in every situation. It has nothing to do with cars. That's in every
Correct.
situation. The best laid advice is hardly ever followed.
That's true. It's because most people already have their mind made up. They just are like looking for reinforcement.
Well, they are. Well, they're actually looking for you to tell them exactly what they're already thinking, and most time you won't do that, and they'll still do what they want to do anyway.
Well, even if you do, they're going to say, well, that was just one guy out of 5.
It is. I give car advice, people, because that's what I do. That's what I enjoy doing. I love this show. If you guys have listened to this show long enough, we've been on the air for quite a while now, you will know that this is my passion, and I absolutely love cars. I love our fans, and I just love just everything that has to do with cars. So the advice is free. All you have to do is follow it. There's a lot of aspects that go into cars that if you follow the advice that we give you, we can save you a lot of headaches up front. The biggest thing that you can do is save yourself money when trying to buy a used car. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's looking for a deal. You're not the only person looking for a deal. We're all looking for deals, especially when it comes to cars, anything. Getting your house worked on, buying furniture, it doesn't matter. You're always looking for the deal. The cheapest solution isn't always the best solution, though. Keep that in mind. There is the saying, pay now or pay later. And one way or another, one of the two is going to be true. So here's the thing. If you're going to buy a used vehicle, I've told you this before, if you haven't heard it or you never heard me say it or you're turning to the show for the first time or it's the second time or it could be your 50th time and you just never heard me say it, always remember, if you're going to buy a used car, if your budget is $2,000 for a used car, just know that the car that you're buying for $2,000, that isn't your budget. And if that doesn't make sense, let me break it down for you. A $2,000 car is really a $3,000 car. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I know it makes sense to you because you've heard me say it and I've explained it to you. So let me explain it to you out there in the listener land. If you're buying a $2,000 car, assume that once you purchase a $2,000 car, you're going to put another $1,000 to $1,500 into that car pretty much, I won't say exactly immediately, but very soon after your purchase. Any car that's being sold for $2,000 is being sold for $2,000 for a reason, because it most likely needs anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 worth of repairs to make it a daily driver safely, I mean. Yes, you can buy a $2,000 car, jump behind the wheel, and start driving it. But the reason why that $2,000 car is being sold is most likely it went to a repair shop, and while it was at the repair shop, somebody told them it needs anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 worth of repairs. That's the reason why they've decided to part with it. So now you, as its new owner, need to go ahead and do the upkeep that they chose not to do. This should make sense to anybody. It's a very simple concept. So now that you own said $2,000 car, assume the responsibility of changing the belts, changing the hoses, changing the tire, the brakes, or whatever it's going to need to make that car continue to go down the road safely for you, your child, or whoever you bought it for. You may not need to do it right this second, but in some point in the near future, you're going to have to start making those repairs if you want said $2,000 car to continue to go down the road. That's why your $2,000 purchase is really a $3,500 purchase. Like I said, it may not be right this second, but soon it's going to need those repairs. So I hope that this education has helped you just a little bit. If you don't understand it, please, by all means, email me at dave@letstalkcarsradio.com, and I will break it out for you. I will help you. Anything that it takes to keep you from making a bad decision, we are here to help. And on that note, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Nobody remembers the name J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated until you need them. But when you have a toilet problem, drains back up, pipes freeze, your heat or air conditioning stops working, then you remember J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Don't forget the phone number, 399-1714. That's 399-1714. Air conditioning and heating and all plumbing. J.F. Whitlow & Sons have been serving Hampton Roads since 1949. Residential and commercial. You can always count on J.F. Whitlow & Sons to get to you fast and get the job done right the first time. Located in Portsmouth and serving all of Hampton Roads. Those who know, call J.F. Whitlow & Sons. Call them at 399-1714. That's 399-1714. J.F. Whitlow & Sons Incorporated.
Take vitamins, exercise, ease up on the coffee. Sound familiar from your last visit to the doctor? Well, your Napa Auto Care Center knows preventive maintenance too. By grouping together services your vehicle needs, customized for the way you drive, they can save you time, money, and hassles. Prevent troubles down the road and give you confidence when you travel. Ask your Napa Auto Care Center to build a preventive maintenance plan for your vehicle today.
Hey guys, check everything your Napa Auto Care Center has to offer at NapaBDGHRVA.com. That's NapaBDGHRVA.com. Their commitment to excellence will leave you coming back for more. So check them out at NapaBDGHRVA.com. Talk to you soon. Hey guys, Dave Palach from Let's Talk Cars Radio. You've heard me say it time and time again. Anyone can guess what's wrong with your transmission. The true test is getting it right the first time. At Bob and Cindy's Cottman Transmission in Janif, there is no guessing. They understand that your car is more than just a car. It's what gets you from work on time and home safely at the end of the day. Bob and Cindy understand you have to work hard to meet the needs of your customer. Their certified technicians will help keep you on the road for years to come. If you can drive it, they can fix it. Call Bob and Cindy today at Cottman Transmission Janif, 466-7778. That's 466-7778.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach. We're just hanging out talking about cars like normal. Nothing big.
Yeah, just another Saturday. A hot one.
Another Saturday in paradise. Is there a song like that or something?
I don't know. I thought it was Cheeseburger in Paradise. But
No, that's a restaurant.
Oh.
And a song. His mic.
And you're thinking, take me down. And there's, take me down to the paradise city.
No, that was not what I was thinking.
That's what I was thinking.
I think I was thinking a Phil Collins song, actually. I think is what I was thinking. I don't know. It'll hit me on the way home, I'm sure.
Always after the fact.
Yeah, always after the fact it does. Hey, so you guys remember a while back we were talking about car and connectivity and all the different things that were changing with cars talking to cars and talking to buildings and all that kind of stuff?
Yep.
So I got an update on that because I remember I told you I'd keep you advised as the technology continued to change. So now it's cars talking to stoplights. Now we briefly kind of talked about that. So now the new connectivity is your car will actually talk to the stoplight, so the car will know how long until the light turns green.
And it's ready to romp on it when it turns green.
It's funny you say that because that's actually what I told Karen when I was reading the article. So basically, it's with the new car technology, it'll actually the car will be able to actually idle down less and save yourself more fuel for better fuel economy. But I was like, so what? Basically, you can just count down and stomp on the gas because you know when the light's going to turn green. But it's basically to save gas, but it's also so the car can adjust its speed to know the efficiency of how fast it can go to how many green lights it can catch. is actually what it will be for. So as you're driving down the road, the car will compute at what speed it needs to travel to efficiently catch as many green lights going down the road.
That sounds pretty neat. Plus, if the light and the car can talk to each other, there should be no more tickets from red light cameras.
Well, see, and then it was funny. So we're having that conversation. It's like, what if the car has to adjust the speed to go faster than speed limit so it can efficiently catch all the green lights? So will that be okay? Even though the speed limit's only 45, if it had to go 47, like, so back in the days here in the Hampton Roads area, guys, not for everybody that's listening nationwide, because as everybody knows, we do broadcast nationwide, and everybody listens all over the United States and actually all over the world. I mean, we got people in Istanbul and the guy in Russia and everywhere else that listens. So, but the people in Hampton Roads, there's a road here in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach Boulevard. For all y'all listening here in Hampton Roads, you guys know what I'm talking about. Used to be able to go 47 miles an hour. And from Witch Duck Road all the way to Lynn Haven, if you went 47 miles an hour, you could catch every green light from Witch Duck Road to Lynn Haven.
Is that still the case?
No, now they got them all messed up. But for years, it was like that for years. Now, I would travel all the way down Virginia Beach Boulevard. It was quicker for me to go on Virginia Beach Boulevard than it was to go the freeway for years. I would go Witch Duck Road all the way up to Lynn Haven, then turn on Lynn Haven, and I would beat anybody that took the freeway. Because the freeway used to get so backed up with traffic, I made the bet with people many times, and I would always beat them.
Virginia Beach Boulevard is not exactly a traffic jam-free area.
Yeah, but no, this was years ago. But I would beat them. I would you go the freeway, I'll go Virginia Beach Boulevard, I'll beat you every time, and I would. 47 miles an hour, exact, I would catch every single green light.
I thought that the traffic lights now use those sensors that they mount up there on top of it.
It's all messed up now. You can't do it now if you tried, but this was 96... 97, 47 miles an hour, boom, catch every single one.
They must have found out.
Yeah, they must have figured out
Let's throw a wrench in this thing.
They're like, oh man, Dave's coming. Yeah, let's mess it all up for him. But yeah, it was. I loved it. I would catch it, and I knew a few people that knew. I told people, and there's a few people that knew it too. That 47 miles an hour was the magic number.
I've driven roads like that, and sometimes I could figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out on my own by seeing down the road how they're changing, and kind of adjust my speed so I could just sail them through. Sometimes I'd hit it, sometimes I wouldn't.
Well, now with the new technology they're working on, now it'll talk and do it for you.
Well, I don't know if the speed limit's 45, it speeds you up to 47. Technically,
you're speeding.
You're speeding.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Yeah. I got a cool one for you. Here's a funny story. So this is real. This is one of those real things that actually happened. So I was talking to a friend. Do you remember the aftermarket license plate camera things that I was telling you about? Yeah. So you could have rear view cameras and it goes on the license plate.
Sure.
Okay. That we talked about a year and a half ago. We were talking and promoting them as a cheap upgrade to your car.
Sure.
Okay. So a friend of mine has a friend who installed one, and it hooks up basically to your TV inside your truck. So if you have a nav system, you can kind of hook it already up to that, and it's just a cheap upgrade to your vehicle. Okay. So he buys one. It hasn't worked in a while. He had it. It was cool, and then all of a sudden it just stopped working. Okay. He doesn't know why.
But it worked at first.
Yeah, it worked at first, and it just stopped working. He gets in his truck the other day, puts it in reverse and goes to back up, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes on. Hasn't worked in a while. Just comes on. Except it's not the rear of his vehicle.
What is it?
It's the inside of someone's home down the street from him.
Oh, that thing working on Bluetooth?
I guess. That's the only way I can figure that. It must be.
Oh.
It is the inside camera of someone's living room down the street from him.
But how would it know the IP address?
No idea. But how funny is that?
Yeah, I suppose there was
right. That's exactly what I said. I was like, "Holy cow! Could you imagine if something crazy was going on when it popped on?
Something that would be potentially embarrassing."
Yes, correct. He said it hadn't worked in a while, and all of a sudden he just throws in reverse.
He probably sat there and just watched it for a while.
I didn't ask, but I can only assume that's probably what happened. just knowing that, yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. So
wow.
So yeah, if you guys have one of those license plate backup cameras, just know there's a possibility that you can watch what's going on in your neighbor's house. Every time you back out of your driveway.
Man, that sounds like a Bluetooth mess up to me.
That's a funny mess up to me. That's actually not even funny. That's a hilarious mess up to me.
Yeah, a lot of potential for embarrassment.
Yeah, every time you back out of your driveway, you're like, well, there's Bill and Nancy.
We'll go down there and knock on their door.
They're playing Parcheesi. At least I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's funny. I think it's hilarious just because we were talking about them like a year and a half ago, and wow, interesting one. Yeah. So, moving on. Yeah.
What if those backup cameras transmit sound as well? They cross up with Alexa.
Larry, I don't think so. I said I was moving on, and you're going
moving you back.
Yeah, you're taking me right back. Hey, are you ready for another flashback?
I am.
Flashback. Do you remember the video I showed you? It's got to be a little over a year ago now. That the Humvees that were coming out of the back of the cargo planes, they were dropping them with parachutes.
Yeah.
And there was 3 of them that the parachutes didn't open. They just tumbled to the ground and exploded when they hit the ground. You remember that video? It's about a little over a year ago.
I remember you telling me about it.
Okay. So apparently that was done on purpose. There is at least 2 Army officers that were presented with charges. They actually sliced the cords on purpose and then sat and watched why those things came out and fell to the ground and blew up when they hit the ground.
And they want to see what happened. Is that
Yeah,
it?
basically, yeah. They just kind of wanted to see.
Why not just do one?
Apparently 1 wasn't enough. They decided that it needed to be 3.
And are they still walking around free?
Yeah, I guess the military went ahead and did a trial, and I guess they're not going to put them in jail. They just basically ruined their military careers.
Yeah, I would think so. Those Humvees are not cheap.
No, it was like $500,000 worth of Humvee damage.
And that's taxpayer money.
Yep. So, yeah, I got that story sent to me from a listener, actually. I remember watching the video, and then a listener actually sent me the video with the charges that were that went against him. So
it's just sometimes hard to believe people pull stunts like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the video was really cool. I hate to say that because I realize it was our taxpayer money and everything. Don't get me
Look
wrong,
at the
but
price tag on that video.
yeah, I mean the video was. I remember watching the video going, "Wow, that was amazing," and then I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot of money." It's just like went poof. But then when I got the listener sent me hey, did you see the full story on this this week? I was just like, no, I didn't even know that. I just thought it was an accident. I didn't realize it was like done on purpose. So yeah, ouch. Yeah, who knew?
Boy, that was probably louder than throwing live turkeys out of the helicopter at Thanksgiving. You don't get that, do you, Cameron?
Cameron's just shaking his head. He's like, I'm just going to move on.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
and last but not least this week, did you hear about the Canadian woman that was arrested for speeding?
There has to be more. I didn't hear about it, no.
She's Canadian, and it was Georgia, right, Cameron? He was telling me, I had found the story, and then Cameron was actually elaborate on it during one of the commercial breaks. She was speeding, I think 78, like in a 55, and they pull her over, and she shows her Canadian driver's license, and she's told that that's not good enough. She's like, well, it's a Canadian driver's license. Like, we don't recognize that here. And
I thought we did.
Yeah. So they reach through the window and handcuff her. And she's like, look, here's my paper. Here's my passport. They're like, no. She's like, here's a picture of my birth certificate. Because now this I know, just how I know this, it's beyond me, is a lot of people that travel from Canada actually take pictures of their birth certificate and keep it on their phone. Mm-hmm. So she shows, like, this is a picture of my birth certificate. So, nope. So they arrest her, they throw her in jail, and they give her like a court date of like June 12th or something like that. No, seriously. So they're like, or you can bail out. So she gets a lawyer. She bails out for like $880, and then she actually asked to speak with like the Canadian consulate. They denied her. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff that just made no sense. So she finally gets bailed out, and then they finally dismiss charges with her lawyer, gets the charges dismissed, but they go through all that kind of stuff. They didn't want to give her like her money back and all kinds. She finally gets it. And then Cameron gave me an update on it, where they finally decided to give her bail back and some other stuff.
Yeah, so I was watching the report, and because she did a whole video on it. You can go look it up. Canadian woman gets arrested, and it was Georgia. She was heading north on I-75 on April 2nd. It was actually her birthday. What a way to get arrested on your birthday. Horrible. She got out about 4 hours later. She said on the video 4 hours later, she got a lawyer. All her friends actually helped her get a lawyer, and the best way she did it, she used the phone app Snapchat. She didn't have any service inside Georgia, so she used Snapchat to be able to do it, and she sent a video to her friends.
Crazy. So, yeah, go look up the story if you guys want to see it. I mean, what a way to spend your birthday. But that is our time. That's the end of the show. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. Spend some time with your kids. Turn off the TV, and we will talk to you next week. We're out of here.